why women shouldn't vote. Yes, okay. A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for this opinion. If anything, this is probably my most extreme opinion.
So according to Pearly Things, this is the reasons why she thinks women shouldn't vote. Let's dive into it. Let's watch an excerpt from her video.
I would like to tell you how I came to this conclusion. So what happened was I wanted to know why men were so angry about women. Why are there all these complaints about women? And when I started researching the stuff, it was pretty easy to figure out why. 90% of women have been on birth control. 1 out of 3 women has had an abortion. 1 out of 3 women has an STD. The average body count is over 5, so that your average wife has slept with over 5 people. 95% of women are not virgins on their wedding days.
Okay, these here are outrageous claims. She claims that the average 90% of women are on birth control. The average woman has had about 5 men before marrying her husband, that she's had 5 body counts. And she claims that 1 in 3 women has had STD. This is outrageous, right? Let's go back to the video.
So that your average wife has slept with over 5 people. 95% of women are not virgins on their wedding days.
95% of women are not virgins on their wedding day. Like, seriously, are we in the medieval age? What's she talking about? Is she a virgin? Laughable. Let's go back to it.
So I understand the complaint. Now I understand, okay, the quality of women, but I kept thinking, why, so this is the average American chick, why is it like this? And my second question was, why are men complaining about marriage? So these are men, we're gonna give them smiley face. They're saying don't ever get married. And I'm thinking, why? So then my next question was, why don't men want to get married? What I found.
She also talks about why are men complaining about marriage, and why are men complaining about the system of marriage, the court system. Let's take a look at it.
Found out is that the courts, the legal system, all of society is catering towards women, okay? All of society is basically pandering and simping for women. For example, in the UK, if you accuse your guy of you get a free lawyer. Another example is free government handouts for women and single mothers. So we essentially have a system that is paying women to be single mothers. So when I would look at why are women so bad, it's like, okay, if you pay women to be terrible, then you're probably going to have more terrible women. I mean, it's just common sense. If you get paid to be a single mother, why wouldn't you break up your family? Well, I mean, morals, but that's a whole nother thing. So.
Okay, in this point, she says she thinks that the system is pandering and simping for women. They encourage women to be single mothers. So this in turn makes women to break up their families in order to be single and benefit from the system, from the government handouts. This point she seems to be blaming just the women. This is kind of we are in a kind of society where so many people don't want to get married for selfish reasons. So this shouldn't be just about women. It should also be about men. Men nowadays don't want to be with one woman. Some men are abusive. So many things can go wrong, and when the family breaks down, unfortunately, the kids always end up with the woman. And how does she get help? Some women who are not financially independent or financially viable can't survive without help. That's why there are government programs and government handouts to help single mothers. This is not like a system. The government handouts for single mothers is not like a system that is encouraging women to break families, because just to think about it, how many single women do we know? There are more families than single women. So this is an outrageous claim. Let's continue.
So what I figured out when I started talking to some of these politicians, right? So we're going to do this. The guy is a politician. He's got a bow tie. Yeah, that's a bow tie. Now, the issue is that the politicians, the only way they can get elected, the women vote for them. So the reason we can't see a change in these laws, where men can't get access to their children, where single mothers are being paid to be single mothers, all of these horrible policies is because the politicians can't change them because they won't be reelected. And then I started researching it further. And I started to think, does every person deserve the right to vote? Should every person deserve the right to vote? And what I found out is that men are fined $300,000 if they don't enroll in selective service, where women have no skin in the game. And in the US anyways, we're voting for a commander-in-chief. So is it really fair that if I vote for a president because of my feelings, and oh, he's so mean, I'm not gonna name presidents, and instead I vote for somebody that's basically senile, and we go to war, is it fair that the men have to pay for that bad decision? Because essentially we have a society where men are just paying for women's bad decisions. Men pay the majority.
Okay, in this point, she said, men are paying to go to war. Like seriously, this is the same person, Pearly Things. If you follow her, this is the same person who says that men are physically built to go to war, to fight, to provide, to protect. And she is now trying to defend the fact that women shouldn't vote. Is talking about how the fact that men go to war, they are going to war at the detriment of their own well-being. That women are benefiting from the fact that men are going to war. So this is confusing. She's confusing my confusion. I don't know if she's doing the same to you, but men are physically stronger to be in the army, to be in the armed force, in the marine, in the air force. Men can go to war, but women cannot go to war. So I don't know. I don't understand this point. Like seriously, I don't get it. Let's continue.
Men pay the majority of the taxes. So who's paying for these women to be single mothers? Men pay the majority of alimony and child support payments. So again, the men are paying for the women to leave.
This point, men pay alimony and child support the most. Who made these women pregnant? Who made these women pregnant in the first place? Like, the men keep making the women pregnant and they give birth to kids. So they ought to be responsible for their offsprings. Why is she complaining that the men are paying for the upkeep of their own kids? Why? These are their kids they need to pay for. If you don't want to be with a woman, or if you want to make babies and you don't want to be with the mother of your babies, you need to pay for the upkeep of your babies, right? Are men not providers anymore? Laughable.
Men build most of the inventions that allowed women to go to work. So the Roomba, the vacuum cleaner, the washing cleaner, men invented it so women could leave their home and leave little Timmy at home. And now we see the byproduct of this, where we have a more free society. But guys, our mental health is crazy out here. Everybody's, got depression, anxiety, all this stuff because women are raising the children by themselves. And single father homes have better outcomes than single mother homes.
There is shared custody. There is shared custody. So what's she talking about? That women are the one raising the kids by themselves. Is she not contradicting herself? If the woman is the one raising the kid by herself, means that the men are absent. Where are the men? Are they in prison? No. Where are they? Why are they absent in their child's life? Why? I think this here is a biased and one-sided opinion.
The best outcomes is the parents together. And because our whole society is pandering to women voting and getting money from women, because women make 80% of consumer buying decisions. So we live in a society that's just constantly telling us what we want to hear all of the time. And we've basically been brainwashed for the last 100 years to think that women can really be equal to men. But the truth of the matter is that men run society. They run all of the industries that make society run. The only reason that women out-earn men is because we can monetize beauty, and men have subsidized industries. So men pay their taxes and the government takes their taxes to make companies have quotas for women where they're not as productive as men. Okay. Now we have a whole system where women have been told what we want to hear our whole lives, and the people that suffer are the children. Now, I'm a reasonable gal. I can maybe get behind net taxpayers or something, but only if we get rid of all these subsidies for women. Because I'm really tired of women being paid to leave their husbands. I'm really tired.
That only if we get rid of the subsidies for women. What are the subsidies for women? Because not all women are single women. Not all women are single moms. So this point is like a generic point about women, in quotes, because there are many women nowadays. There is so much competition in the public sphere. So many women are out there working, going to work, doing 9 to 5, doing extra hours, are working. So many women are doing jobs which they couldn't do many years ago. They are doing the jobs that men do. So what's she talking about? Subsidies for women. I think the percentage of women who receive subsidies, government subsidies, and acclaimed single moms it's just a handful of women. It's just a handful. There's so many women striving to be their best. They are pilots, CEOs, directors, accountants, bank managers, you name it. There are women everywhere nowadays. I don't know what Pearl is talking about. Are we still in the medieval age? Because she claimed in the beginning of the video that 95% of women are getting married nowadays and they are not virgins. Like, how do you expect to have virgins nowadays? How? Is that possible? It's not possible. And I think Pearl herself is not a virgin. So why is she making outrageous claims about women collecting subsidies and that women shouldn't vote? In her opinion, women shouldn't vote. Is every woman a single woman? Is every woman a single mom? No. It's just a handful of women who are single moms. So I don't understand Pearl. And sometimes I agree with Pearl, but this time around, I don't agree with Pearl. She is wrong. Women have fought so much to be where we are today, and we will continue fighting. And women are in so many decision-making positions in the world nowadays. And we strive to continue to fight and to be represented in every sphere and aspect of life.